I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 285, Part 2. Questioner. Why does not Sri Bhagavan go about and preach the truth to the people at large? Maharshi, how do you know that I'm not doing it? Does preaching consist in mounting a platform and haranguing to the people around? Preaching is simple communication of knowledge. It may be done in silence, too. What do you think of a man listening to a harangue for an hour and going away without being impressed by it so as to change his life? Compare him with another who sits in a holy presence and leaves after some time with his outlook on life totally changed. Which is better? To preach loudly without effect, or to sit silently, sending forth intuitive forces to play on others? Again, how does speech arise? There is abstract knowledge, unmanifest. From it there rises the ego, which gives rise to thoughts and words successively. So then, words are therefore the great-grandson of the original source. If words can produce an effect, how much more powerful should the preaching through silence be? Judge for yourself. In this Q&A, the questioner asks Ramana Maharshi why he doesn't actively engage in preaching the truth to the public. Ramana responds, illuminating the nature of preaching and the power of silent communication. Ramana begins by challenging the assumptions embedded within the question, asking how the questioner knows that he's not already engaged in preaching. He asks the questioner what preaching is. He prompts the questioner to consider whether preaching is just delivering verbal discourses to crowds. Ramana says that preaching is essentially the communication of knowledge, which can take various forms beyond verbal expression. Ramana introduces the concept of silent communication, emphasizing its potency as a means of conveying truth. Preaching can be done in silence as well as with words. I can't tell you how this happens, but there are many examples in stories told by seekers who came to meet with Ramana. A common story is something like this. I came to see the master filled with questions. As I just sat with him in silence, it was like these questions were answered and just fell away. Is this some kind of transmission from the master? Is it some kind of intuitive recognition or response? Is it a subtle energetic exchange? Is it mutual connection to the one absolute knowledge that is our existence? Certainly, I see in group meditations how we can lift each other up during meditation. I have even seen this in group meditation over the internet. So there is something there. Ramana contrasts the impact of traditional teaching, which often fails to deeply resonate with individuals and fails to bring transformative change, with the subtler yet more profound influence of silent presence. Ramana gives an example where one person listens to a lengthy speech without being genuinely moved, juxtaposed with another who experiences a profound shift in perspective simply by being in the presence of a spiritually realized being like himself. The sage underscores the efficacy of silent transmission by drawing attention to the origin of speech itself. He explains that words stem from abstract knowledge, which manifests as the ego, leading to the formation of thoughts and subsequent verbal expression. Thus, speech emerges as a derivative of the original source of knowledge. Speech is therefore indirect. Ramana suggests that if words, which are several steps removed from the source, can influence others, then the silent transmission of intuitive knowledge directly from the unmanifest source should be infinitely more powerful. Ramana invites the questioner to see for themselves the relative effectiveness of verbal preaching versus the silent transmission of truth. Ramana always said that his most effective teaching was in silence. Q&A was only for those that didn't get it in the silence. By encouraging introspection and discernment, Ramana empowers you to recognize the inherent potency of silence and intuitive knowledge. This dialogue features Ramana Maharshi's profound understanding of communication beyond words and underscores the transformative power of silent self-knowledge. So inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment